Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of Yolendo TV. Now, yesterday, the courts dealt William Samoei Ruto's government another blow. That is,
an objection raised by Attorney General Justin Muturi seeking to dismiss a petition filed by the Law Society of Kenya challenging the creation of the Chief Administrative Secretary CAS position in the public service has been struck out. Muturi had argued that the Labour Relations Court has no jurisdiction to hear the case and that only the High Court is mandated to hear the case. But in her ruling, Justice Monica Mbaru said that the court was established to hear and determine disputes relating to employment and labor relations.
There's a time I did an analysis on this slot, the CAS, and whereby I mentioned that this is the position that is in charge of doing coordination between the national ministries, that is the cabinet ministry, and the county government ministries. So that slot was created by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, but the court sometimes back termed it as unconstitutional because there was no public participation. So Employment and Labor Relations Court dismissed an objection by AG, Attorney General, and Public Service Commission on LSK petition challenging the CS slot. What that means is that LSK, the Law Society of Kenya, had petitioned the court, the Employment and Labor Relations Court, to stop these appointments which were already gazetted by the PSC.
The High Court has temporarily barred President William Ruto and the Public Service Commission from establishing the Chief Administrative Secretary CAS positions until a case filed by the Law Society of Kenya is heard and determined. This comes as PSC invited Kenyans to apply for the position of CAS in the public service. The Commission had last month called for public participation in compliance with the court order that declared the position unconstitutional.
You find that time, the courts had given a temporary a stoppage on the matter, but the AG and the PSC rushed to the same court to seek an objection on the same. But what William Samoei Ruto's government has suffered is that LSK had initially obtained orders from the Employment Court for blocking the establishment. That was the first request that was placed. Mind you, LSK first of all made that requisition to have this process stopped. Then the courts listened to LSK and gave a nod on the stoppage of that process. So AG, Attorney General, and the Public Service Commission rushed to court to, Attorney General's case was that the courts not have the jurisdiction. I think that was the same as the PSC. So the idea was that if the courts cannot debate this issue, then I think this is something that should be allowed to just go on. Because mind you, the courts initially, the Supreme Court, had given its directive on the position as saying that that was just going to eat into the public coffers expenses, that the expenses was just going to balloon for nothing. Mind you, if the decision to have the CS post created, that would mean a total of close to 22 state officers will be given jobs. So remember, one CS has bodyguards, has privileges that come with them, and a host of other factors. So all these things will eat into the taxpayers' coffer. So I think the Supreme Court decided to, or the courts, KOOME courts, decided that no, let me protect the huge, the already ballooning wage bill, so that we just scale it down to a bit. So the creation of the CAS post was just going to be duplication, because if you have a permanent secretary, why then would you create a CAS? Of course, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's case or point was that this would play as a liaison between the ministries and the county government ministries, the national ministries and the county government ministries. So a go-between was going to be the CAS. But according to the courts, there were no public participation. According to the courts, again, the creation of this post was just going to be a duplication of roles. So once again, Martha Koome has dealt William Samoei Ruto's government another huge blow. So my observation to this is that maybe the Kenya Kwanza government knew that it was going to be easy for them to have this kind of appointment without the court's interferences. Perhaps that's the reason why when William Samoei Ruto took over power, the first thing was to confirm the appointments of the judges who were rejected by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So I think the idea was that everything was just going to run smoothly. That was the perception that the Kenya Kwanza government had, that Martha Koome angekuwa anafanya tu vitu venye wanataka. But you see, that's not what has been happening. The second observation to this is that there are politicians like Malala, politicians like Keto Orguru, Purity Ngirishi, and a host of other politicians who are still banking on the fact that the Kenya Kwanza government will successfully create these CS positions, and then they will get positions that shall have been created. But should this not happen, then I think it will be a major blow to Malala, a major blow to Keto Orguru, a major blow to Purity Ngirishi, a major blow to a host of other politicians who are still banking on the fact that these positions will be created for them. I think this is something that is giving William Samoei Ruto a lot of sleepless nights, because take a look at this. Should the courts decide to deal this government a huge blow by saying that this is permanently denied, that you cannot go ahead by creating these positions, should that be the case, what is going to happen? I think these politicians will lose, will not have benefited from this, Kenya Kwanza government. The expectations of the likes of Keto Orguru was that they were going to get, such positions, waperushe bendera, lakini inaona kwamba hii itakuwa ni swala gumu sana. Kwa sababu gani? Koome ameamua kwamba liwalo na liwe, katiba lazima ifuatwe. So this is a huge blow to the Kenya Kwanza government. This is a huge blow to William Ruto's diehards. The people are still banking on the fact that this order itatupwa mbali sana. Should the AG appeal? Is that possible? I don't think it's possible for AG to appeal at the courts of appeal over this issue, because it is already in the Employment and Labor Relations Court. So, like I said, for a fifth time, Kenya Kwanza government has been dealt a huge blow by the Martha Koome-led court. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly share your thoughts below the comment section there regarding this cabinet, regarding this chief administrative secretary position, and also while still on the same, kindly share what your thoughts are regarding what you think William Samoei Ruto is likely to do should the court decide that this position is null and void completely. What do you think the president is likely to do? Kindly subscribe to this channel, give us a like, you can hit the notification bell so that every time we share any video, you always become the first person to get notified. Now, ladies and gentlemen, kindly be safe, stay blessed until we meet again for another analysis.